Hello, I am Bianca and I am playing Elinor.
Hi, I am Natasha and I am playing Marianne Dashwood. I was familiar with the story, but it's quite funny as we get older now, we can kind of relate to more of the things that have happened with these sisters and with these families and with this love. So it feels more interesting reading it, watching it and playing it now in our old age.
So we're 20.
I am almost 19.
I wasn't familiar with it, so I was reading the novel and studying the play at just prior to this, and which was quite cool because I fell in love with it, and then now I get to do it.
I have an older sister, and her and I are like best friends. She's 2 years older than me.
I have an older sister as well, and but I feel like I feel very protective of her as if I am her older sister, which is very much like my character, so I do draw on that a lot in the play. And she looks a little bit like you. She's blonde and very sweet and pretty, and yeah.
I'll take
that's
it.
Cool. I see my sister. So we didn't know each other prior to being cast for this show, but I thought that it was important to reach out to Natasha so that we could start to connect and build a friendship and relationship prior to coming here, so that we weren't meeting on the first day and going, hey, okay, you're my sister, now we need to create this amazing chemistry on stage. Like, I think, yeah. So we've been sending
voice memos.
Yeah, voice memos, massive threads of voice messages for weeks, and that was really nice because then, yeah, it does feel like we've known each other for a really long time now.
Yeah.
And we feel very comfortable together, and we
very
like the same things. And
yeah, it feels like we've known each other for a long time.
My sister, my dearest sister. We're very similar.
Yeah,
you can probably tell.
I am so much like Marianne.
Yeah, she is Marianne through and through.
I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm so hopeless. Like, somebody will look my way and I'll be like, I'm in love.
Yeah.
But also very into the arts, obviously, and very free, and it just gives everything with her whole heart. I feel like that's very much who I am.
It is. And I'm probably very much like that too. Like I'm a hopeless romantic as well. Can act pretty juvenile when it comes to just like falling in love, but I definitely have that really sensible side too to myself as Bianca. So it's just about channeling that for this show, and yeah, it's a really cool contrast and dynamic, I think.
And it's just really exciting having so many people, or so little people, play so many roles.
Yes.
And just seeing these characters that come out from one scene to the next and being like, how did you just do that? They're an incredible
amazing.
cast.
Yeah, far out.
We play just our own characters.
Yeah, and it's hard enough, you know, like to just play one whole real person, let alone
the other four are playing everyone else.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. We're very lucky.
Fun to play with for us, eh?
Lucky to have this cast.
Yeah.
So the first day was just incredible. So we had kind of all the production presentations. We had the most incredible, beautiful set design where so much thought had gone into it, and we had the sound. For me it was not what I was expecting. It was just I wasn't expecting anything, so then it was just my breath was taken away. I cried like 5 times, and it is that point in the movies where there is something that makes you go, or something that makes you go, or whatever, and it's normally underscored by this music that helps kind of
provoke
that emotion. And suddenly we were watching this. It was day one, and there was all this music that was being played on these glorious big speakers around us, and suddenly you just had this moment of like,
you're like, that's behind me while I'm acting, and like, you know, you think of all those beautiful moments that you get to play, and knowing that it's being underscored with that beautiful music. It's just, you feel really important, and really lucky.
Yeah, the thought that has gone into it.
Yeah,
and the costuming.
in all departments.
The costuming.
The costumes.
Stunning.
I love
stunning.
the costumes.
When there was the costume presentation, we kind of just like almost panicked from how beautiful they were and how much thought and care had gone into every single piece. All the materials that were already cut for us to feel and see all the colours, and then it was like, great, straight away off to your corset fitting, and it was like,
so cool.
It's magical. Yeah, it's like I don't know. I can't put it into words. It just felt like we're really being looked after, and that everyone has put in so much effort before reaching day one. So it makes us feel really supported. Yeah, for sure. My favourite little bit, it's not so much a quote, but my favourite little bit is talking about how the age of matrimony back in the day, and how like a woman of 7 and 20 can never really hope to aspire affection ever again.
She's done.
She's done.
When you
reach 27, you're out.
You're done.
You can be a nursemaid at best, but or help out an elderly gentleman. But once you're 27,
I feel like that's very enjoyable for 2 30-year-olds to play.
Absolutely, it just made me laugh so much. And that's the funny thing is, like, I think people who haven't read Jane Austen or watched Jane Austen, they kind of think of it being quite like pompous, rich, like old English type
maybe boring,
but it isn't. It's funny, it's so
witty,
funny.
and it's
clever.
And it's funny because you read that and then you think that's why that has been instilled in us, that we need to have met someone. By the time I feel like the age that I thought I needed to meet someone was like 23, and then I was 23 and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm still single, like because of all these societal pressures that have come from back then. It's like they thought that 27 you were absolutely done, Well,
even now, isn't a geriatric pregnancy 35?
Yes,
something like that. So it's like it's interesting seeing these past things still in our society now. Even at 27, it's kind of like, have you met anyone?
And it's like, if you haven't, then it's like, children? How are you still single? I was going to swear, but I'm not going to say that. If
What aren't they going to love?
They're gonna, I think.
We're like a few days in and everything is just incredible, like all the aspects. And we're just, even in our rehearsal room, we've done so little, like in the whole scheme of the whole show. And it's already just like, this is amazing.
I think they're gonna love, I feel like they're gonna love the different characters. Like for me personally, I love seeing it as an audience member, like when, especially when the same actor is playing multiple characters. I find it so entertaining, and because this cast are doing it so beautifully, so clever, I think that's something they're gonna really love. Like each time a new character is introduced, and it's like, how did they do that? And then there's we won't give it away, but there's little tricks amongst that with switching really quickly between.
There has to be quick changes with costumes and set. For sure. I don't think I'd like to live in that era, but of course the clothing. But I love the idea of going to a ball, like just having like a random ball to attend. Then you get to get all dressed up. I think receiving a letter, from a loved one, or someone that is interested in you, rather than like someone sliding in your DMs. That would be nice. I'd love to live in that era for that. Like, let's just take that from that era, put it in this one. And just the excitement of a touch.
Yes. We don't need to jump straight into bed where I can touch your ankle and it gives me like the flutters. You can fall in love.
You wouldn't dare touch my ankle. Not back then.
And you can fall in love through conversation. Simplicity.
The chase or that flame, without being like straight like, yeah baby.
Let's go to the clubs and get a bit, yeah. We don't do that. Love is definitely the main theme of the show, I would say, and I think that is not just shown through those romantic connections, but especially with the family and the sisters in particular. And I feel like, yeah, there's some lines towards the end of the play that I really express that, you know, without giving it all away, but you know, I have accepted that my romantic lover is going to marry someone else, and spoiler
from like spoilers. Nobody knows about Sense and Sensibility and what the script is. No one knows. Shh.
I've accepted that my lover is probably no longer, and but I say to Mrs. Dashwood that, you know, that you are my truest loves, my family, my mum and my sisters, and that's actually really true for me in my life, you know, and I think that love and the love of your family and the family you chose, your closest people, your soulmates, I value that love just as much, if not more, because so I think that's such a beautiful theme for this show, and it's quite beautiful.
I think the thing about this show is that it is funny.
Yes.
And it is very clever, and the way that it has been adapted for stage for this particular script is just so playful and joyful, but there is the truth behind it as well.
Yes.
Like, so we do play, but then we do have these moments of just like, wow. Yeah. And with the music underscoring it and everything, it's just...
And it's very quick as well, you know. Like, I feel like people would maybe think that this could be a long, drawn out, and it could be, but with this amazing adaptation, it is, it's very quick, and yeah.
You don't have time to get bored.
No, you don't.
No.
We just take you on a journey.
It's very exciting.
Yeah, it is.